we're here to launch the book of, and I'll hold it here in case you haven't got it, of M.R. O'Donnell, People in Glasshouses. So before I begin, so writing a book means that you spend a lot of long hours, I suppose, labour-intensive work going through the book until you get it to the stage that you hand it over to the editors. When you hand it over to ourselves, the editing process can take anywhere between 6 months and 2 years, and it's a really tedious journey. It requires a lot of hours of going back and forth, a lot of late nights where you're thinking, do I need to put this in, do I need to take it out, and then there's a lot of compromise between the editors and yourself as to what you want in and what they think shouldn't be in. So I think hats off to Michael to get this far, to have book in hand. I think that's a great accomplishment, and as you can see, the book turned out beautifully. So speaking of hands, I think he deserves a round of applause for getting to the stage. I'd like to particularly thank Anna Gray. So Anna Gray is our Northern Ireland senior editor, and Anna herself is an editor with Book Hub Publishing as well. So it would have been Anna who got Michael to get in contact with ourselves. So thank you, Anna, for that. I also borrowed in Niall from Shadow Script Ghostwriters, and he would have worked extremely closely with Michael in the editing process of the book as well. And Niall is going to talk more in depth then as to the whole process and the book then, and then followed by Anna, who's going to ask a series of questions to Michael as well. And then we're going to open it up a little bit as well to yourselves. Okay? So that's the order of today. So I'm going to give you like a quick helicopter perspective of the book. And how it is nicely situated in our positive psychology and our well-being remit in Book Hub. The subtitle is Restoration and Transformation, and Michael has been really courageous in his exploration of self, and dare I say it, he's very clever in how he connects this to glass houses and to palm houses, and when you read the book you will understand what I'm talking about without giving too much away. Now this gives me a segue into, I suppose, my own main interests, which are gardening and nature. And life is strange in its verisimilitude, because I've had the pleasure of looking at glass houses in Glasgow, in Vancouver, in Dublin, and here in beautiful Belfast as well. And being in such environments, I think one notes the sense of calm that comes over you in those places, and definitely a sense of being in the moment. And that's why, as a commissioning editor, I jumped at the chance of doing this book and having Michael on board with us with Book Hub, because Michael is clearly on the search for calm and peace. Wonderfully and delicately he explores this in his book, and I would just like to thank him from our perspective for choosing Book Hub to go on the journey with you as well. So thank you very much for that collaboration.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
And without me giving too much away, I am going to hand you over to Niall, and Niall is going to give you a little bit more of an insight into